Today, we are going to crack open one of the biggest issues in technology right now, the AI black box. We're diving into a really important field called explainable AI, or XAI for short, to figure out why understanding the reasoning behind an AI's decision is every bit as important as the decision itself.
So, let me paint you a picture. You apply for something big. Maybe it's a mortgage for your first house, or that dream job you've been working towards, or even just a line of credit. You feel good about it, right? You meet all the qualifications. But then, a few days later, you get a rejection. And you're left asking a very simple question. Why?
But the answer you get back? It's nothing. It's a dead end. Turns out, an automated system, an AI, made the call. But the logic, the reason it said no, is totally hidden from you. There's no one you can talk to, no feedback to review. You're just stuck with a decision that genuinely affects your life with absolutely zero explanation.
Now, this exact situation is what people in tech and ethics call the black box problem. We're feeding these incredibly powerful systems enormous amounts of data, and on the other end, they spit out decisions that literally shape our lives. But that whole process in the middle, the how and the why, it's completely opaque. It's a box that we just can't see inside of. So what do we do about this? How do we get some clarity from the very things we've built? Well, the answer lies in a whole field dedicated to prying that box wide open. So let's get into the solution. Explainable AI, or XAI. So what is XAI, really? Well, the formal definition is that it's a whole collection of methods and techniques designed specifically to make those complex algorithmic decisions understandable to us, to people. And this is so critical because there's often this strange trade-off in AI. The most powerful, most accurate models, like deep neural networks, are almost always the least transparent. XAI is built to solve that exact problem. It's not about making the AI simpler, it's about making its answers clearer. In concept, the process is pretty straightforward. First, an AI system makes a decision, like approving a loan or spotting something unusual in a medical scan. Then, XAI techniques get to work. They act like an interpreter, clarifying why the AI came to that conclusion. And that final step is the most important. It allows a human, an expert, to come in, review the logic, and actually understand the basis for that outcome.
And what's so cool about this is the kind of practical insights XAI can give us. We're not talking about a vague summary here. It can literally pinpoint the exact factors that had the most influence. For instance, it could tell a bank that it was your debt-to-income ratio that tipped the scales on a loan denial, not something irrelevant like your zip code. It shows you exactly how all the different pieces of data were weighed and combined to get to that final result. And this leads us to a really crucial point. XAI isn't just some neat tech feature. It's quickly becoming what many consider a fundamental ethical requirement. This is about way more than just satisfying our curiosity. It's about our basic rights. Yeah, a lot of scholars in AI ethics argue pretty convincingly that any time an automated decision has a major impact on our lives. Think about our access to jobs, to housing, to healthcare, even to justice. We have an inherent right to an explanation. It makes sense, right? We deserve to know the logic that's affecting our fundamental opportunities in life. It's just a core principle of fairness. And this slide just lays out the two futures we're choosing between perfectly. In one column, you've got this opaque black box AI. It acts as an unchallengeable authority. Its decisions are basically final and there's no way to argue. But on the other side, you have explainable AI. This creates a transparent system that's accountable. It functions as a tool that we are in control of, not some authority that controls us. This quote from the research really just hits the nail on the head. The huge risk here is that we end up building systems that we literally cannot question. The goal should always be to create tools that help us, that support our own judgment, not replace it with some kind of digital oracle that we have to blindly obey. Transparency is really the line in the sand between a useful tool and a digital tyrant. So, okay, what are the actual tangible benefits of making AI transparent? Well, all of this effort, all this work, is building toward one incredibly important thing: trust. Building AI we can actually trust really comes down to three pillars, and explainability makes them all possible. First up is accountability. If we know why a system got something wrong, we can hold the right people or fix the right processes. It's that simple. Second is error correction. I mean, how can you possibly fix a biased or just plain broken algorithm if you can't even see its flawed logic? And third, all of this leads to user trust. People are just way more likely to adopt and rely on systems they can actually understand. So here's the bottom line. The key takeaway. Explainability is not a nice-to-have feature. It's not some optional extra. As we weave AI deeper and deeper into the fabric of our society, it becomes an absolute ethical requirement. It's a non-negotiable part of building and deploying AI responsibly. And that really leaves us with one last question to think about as we move forward in this increasingly automated world. It's a simple question, but the answer holds the entire debate in the balance. Should we ever trust a decision that we cannot understand?